Okay, tell us about what is it? What's on?
Like I just started it. You gotta go to webs.com
Okay.
Webs.com?
and it's up for my technology class, and we have to create our own website. You can do anything you want to it for business.
Excellent. Excellent. So tell us what's on your website.
I just started, so it's barely nothing right now.
Okay, but what do you want to have on it? What's going to make it appealing? Because who are you trying to attract to it? Is it just for a project, or are you trying to use it for a business?
I don't necessarily want it for business, but I was just doing it for people that know how to rap, dance, and sing and all that.
Okay.
And I write poems.
Okay, and how would you attract them to your website? Where would you go?
I just tell them about it and they tell their friends. And
Right. Word of mouth.
fans.
Good. Yes.
That's networking. That's networking right there.
Exactly. That's networking. So now, without further ado, our next presenter, I don't really think she needs an intro, does she? Ms. Deanna Mayo, the Cookie Lady.
Thank you. How's everyone? Good. Good morning, and thank you for having me out here today. It's a pleasure to be out here. And as he said, my name is Deanna Mayo, and I am a teen entrepreneur, and I have my own company. I'm the founder and CEO of my own company called My Sweet Tooth LLC, and I make healthy, organic cookies. Recently, I'll take questions after. Recently, my company has been spotlighted on BET 106 in Park, where I performed a cooking segment with Terrence J. and Roxy, and I've been in business since the age of 13. I don't consider myself to be your average teenpreneur, as I also have 2,900 hours of community service, and am committed to making a difference in my community, which is why I'm here today to speak with you all. While it is true I am a young CEO, I am a motivational speaker and an upcoming hip-hop artist as well, and I go by the name Miss Cookie. I have performed during Howard University's homecoming, and recently one of my songs have been played on the live rotation spin on 93.9 WKYS with DJ Quicksilver, and I'm still managing my company. This year has been a monumental year for me, as I have just turned 18. I started driving, and I received the 2012 Teen Entrepreneur of the Year Award by the Prince George's County Chamber of Commerce, and I still continue to motivate and inspire youth in the community as well as within my family. Now, some of you are wondering, how did I start this myself? Did I really come up with my own cookie company, having my own cookie line, and am I rich? Well, the answer to that question, no, I cannot do everything by myself. However, yes, it is true that I came up with my own cookie recipes, and with the support of my family and friends and my parents, I have been very successful. And it actually all started when I was 13 years old. My mom came home to homeschool me, and with that, she gave me a project to do something that would better the community as well as myself as a youth. And so at the time, I was taking home ec, and I was also taking a business course. And so I was like, okay, well, what am I going to do? I want to do something different out of the box. And I want people to remember me as being someone who stood and had a voice for the youth. So I decided, well, okay, I love cooking. I love baking. So I was like, okay, well, my favorite dessert is cookies. So I was like, well, why not I start my own cookie company, but make it healthy. So the cookies that I make, they have 50% less sugar, dairy-free and egg-free, all organic. And I also have a diabetic line as well as a gluten-free line. And secondly, to answer the next question, am I rich? No, I'm not rich. I wish. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. And, you know, it definitely takes a lot of time, and if you definitely believe in what it is that you're doing, if you have passion for what it is, you will be very successful. Now, my sweet tooth was created to meet the desires of children and adults that not only have restricted dietary needs, but also those who are facing diabetes, obesity, and those who simply want a healthier choice. I hope to one day have my cookies in the school systems as well as in the local grocery stores. Having a business that makes a difference has afforded me so many opportunities. I've met so many people who I never would have imagined sharing the same space with, let alone sharing my cookies with. I have been featured on the syndicated Cocoa Brothers show, Radio 1 DC's public affairs talk show with one of my mentors, Ms. Sheila Stewart. I have been a panelist at the U.S. Capitol 2 years in a row during the DERF Executive Youth Leadership Summit. I have been featured on Black Business Owners Network with Ms. Brenda Eason and Tina Michelle, and spotlighted exclusively on Fox 5 with Wisdom Martin. My goal is to motivate and inspire the youth in our community who are just like me. As I look around, I see children who are younger than me struggling with diabetes, whether it's type 1 or type 2. I also see children and adults who struggle to maintain their weight, but just can't let it go. And they absolutely love sweets, which is one thing why I really wanted to get into this. I truly believe in becoming the difference you want to see in society. Some might say, I don't know what it's like, nor can I relate, but I can. I too have been a victim. I've been a victim of bullying, a victim of having a close loved one taken from me due to the act of a senseless crime before I started my career. So I know how it is to struggle. I understand great loss, but at the end of the day, I am determined to allow it to motivate me to be the best that I can be. And I cannot stress enough of how important it is to give back. Now it is true, I am committed to volunteer and give back to my community. In the past, I have hosted a series of blood drives for Children's National Medical Center. I have co-hosted a shoe drive with Free Gospel Deliverance Temple's Foreign Mission Unit for Uganda, Africa, and I have also donated numerous cookies to various nonprofit groups and causes. Although I have contributed a lot, I have learned throughout the course of everything that I have been doing. Over the years, I have learned, and I'm still learning, to maintain balance, because sometimes as a teen entrepreneur, there are a lot of adults who may view your product as worthless. And they also treat your business like a hobby instead of respecting the fact that you actually have an organization and you're trying to give back to the community and do something positive. So I caution you in this aspect to challenge you to know your worth. In everything that you do, know your worth. If you know who you are and you know what you stand for, you will not fail. I have been a sponsor of the annual Childhood Obesity Awareness Health Fair in Bowie, Maryland. I have served as a speaker for New Life Community Church for Youth Day and was a participant of the 2011 American Diabetes Association Step Up Kickoff. In 2011, I partnered with the Clinton Boys and Girls Club in Prince George's County. I also had the opportunity to perform at the 2012 Black Women's Roundtable and to open up for DJ Quicksilver. Yes, I have received so many awards and citations, and as a result of it all, I have met so many people who I have read stories about, such as famous Amos, Michael Jackson's sister, Rebe Jackson, the famous and young talented Chef Roble, Terrence J. and Roxy, and Russell Simmons as well, just to name a few. And they have all had my cookies, and they are just phenomenal, and they definitely support what it is that I do. So as I leave here today, I would like to leave you with the following. Prior preparation produces positive performances. And my philosophy is dreams do come true. And always remember what my pastor always told me was there are two little words that will take you far in this life. And that is thank you. So I thank you all for this opportunity and allowing me to come out and speak with you all today. And so now, if I'm opening the floor, so if you all have any questions, you may ask. Yes.
Can we have some of your healthy organic cookies?
Well, I don't have any here today, but you can definitely visit my website. It's www.
This is for her cookie, guys.
It's www.mysweettoothllc.com.
Hold on a second. Question, stop. Go ahead, sir.
What makes your cookies stand out from the crowd? Do they taste like regular, ordinary cookies, or do they taste like organic cookies?
That's a good question. I get asked that a lot. Well, being in my product, they do taste like regular cookies. I pride myself in making a healthy treat, but still having a great flavorful taste. And even my diabetic cookies, and that's one of the reasons why I started my company, because I felt as though the products that were out there were not as good as they could be, and I wanted to make products that were really good for the youth as well as adults and people who are struggling.
I've tasted diabetic cookies before, because in my neighborhood there's a guy named Chef Lou who had to make a special batch, and they tasted like regular cookies. That's why I wanted to ask that question.
Yes.
You said your family supported you when you were 13 when you created the business.
Yes.
When you were trying to make the perfect recipe, did you have your friends and your family taste the cookies before you people?
Definitely. I went back in the kitchen so many times until I got it right. I was so determined that nothing was going to stop me. So if there was something wrong, I had my parents taste it, my brothers, aunts and uncles, and actually how it came about with the diabetic line was my aunt, she's diabetic. And so I made the cookies and I was like, well, okay, hopefully I could get her to try it, because I really wanted to see if the cookies were effective. And, I knew that the taste was great, but I wanted to make sure that with me distributing cookies, when you're making something for someone and it's food or anything, that's their life at stake. So I wanted to make sure that the cookies that I made did not affect her in a negative way. So I definitely had my aunt try the cookies, and the diabetic cookies that I make do not contain any sugar at all.
My name is Steve Will, and how did you prepare for this type of business?
Wow. You mean in the beginning?
In the beginning, and how do you keep yourself sharp?
Okay. Well, in the beginning, honestly, I would have to say when I first started, I knew what I was getting myself into, but I didn't. A lot of people say, it looks like it's the glitz, the glam, and everything, but it definitely is a lot of hard work. There have been times, even in the past, I'm older now, so, I'm definitely still determined, but there have been times in the past where I have felt like quitting and I almost quit. But definitely I would have to say my parents. They have been my backbone from day one. God and my parents and keeping them first and trusting them as my parents. And that's one thing I would say is even if your parents are not supporting you, get a mentor or someone that you're really close to, someone that you admire, to talk to and who definitely has your back and is supportive of you, to help you along the way because it is challenging and struggling.
So 2 questions. First one is, when you had that dark night of the soul, when it wasn't working out, you were ready to quit because you did have that, correct?
Yes.
What did you do to get past that moment?
Wow.
That moment. It was just a moment.
Yeah. Definitely, I just had to sit back and really think about what it was that I was doing and what I was trying to do and my goal. And, I had to think about, okay, well, if I give this up now, I've done so much and so many people look up to me, how would that look? And one thing is you must live what you preach. So I definitely was like, okay, well, I'm not going to give up, and I'm not going to be another statistic, as adults say we are. So that was.
The second thing is, how did you finance your dream?
Definitely my parents. My parents, 110%. And also with me making cookies and performing and so forth, all that money goes back into what I'm doing. You must invest in yourself before anyone else can invest in you.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to say.
As part of your finances, can you please tell the children about having, just in case anything happens, a 401k plan, things that can help you just in case you may come in a little financial situation.
Mm-hmm.
So you understand what I'm saying? Like, how do you tell them, like, you're not going to wear what you make on your back all the time? What you're going to do is you're going to invest it and put in a little fund.
Right. Well, up until now, actually, honestly, my parents have been the ones who have definitely watched over monies and so forth. I haven't let anyone else do that. And definitely, as you're making money, as you're working, having your own business, it's a lot. It's a lot of hard work and dedication, and the money that you're making, you may be like, ooh, it's a lot of money. You're making big bucks now, and you're like, okay, wait a minute, like what? But you can't spend the money that you make. It's all about in the beginning investing, and I would definitely say to keep investing. You gotta invest, and it's not about the clothes you wear, the shoes and so forth. But definitely you dress for success. We go to Yes.
What keeps you grounded? What keeps you grounded? Or keep you from going this way, that way, and a bunch of other ways? What kind of keeps you grounded and focused?
Well, like I said before, my parents, and just knowing that what it is that I'm doing is making a difference, and always keeping that positive mindset and keeping positive people around you. You don't have time for negativity. So if someone says you can't, or a friend's telling you, now you don't need to do this, you need to come hang, you got to get rid of it. You got to stay focused. And I will say to all of you, because you all are still young, I'm young, start having your own business is hard, and you might want to go hang with your boys, go to the basketball court or something like that. You can't do it. You just can't. Sorry. If you want to be successful and you're putting your all into this and you say that's what you want, you got to put 110% in it and be focused on that and know that before this before relaxing, you have to work. You gotta push hard and get to it. Thank you. Yes.
Can you repeat your website, and do you have a Twitter account?
Yes, I was going to get to that as well. Yes, I do have Facebook. Yeah, I do have
Come on, guys, you gotta stay focused.
I'll give that all to you after everyone asks their questions, if that's okay. Yes, ma'am.
So my question is, so when you decided to sell your cookies, you do it all online. You don't
Yes.
sell anywhere else. So how did somebody help you develop your website, because people then have to buy them also online?
Right.
So how did you work out the financial aspects of your website?
Once again, my parents, my dad, he is a computer genius. So he and they've also taught me some things, and even from learning when I was in school, and even from being homeschooled, that learning how to create my own website and doing things for myself.
And one other question, because you are making cookies,
Yes.
did you work with any either dietitian or nutritionist to look at the nutritional value of your cookies?
Yeah. Well, we have done that. We also have gotten the nutritional facts as well. So forth. Yes. And any other questions? Yes. No.
Stay focused on entrepreneurial.
I'm working there. I'm trying to get there. It's a work in progress, like I said. I still haven't done everything that I would like to do, so I'm still moving forward and pushing. And so, is that it for questions? So now, if you would like to learn more about me, as I said, you can go to my website. It's www.mysweettoothllc.com. Or follow me on Twitter at MissCookie6, that's MISS Cookie6, or Facebook, I am Miss Cookie. And Instagram, if you guys like, is at Miss MISS_Cookie6. Thank you.
Let's give her another round of applause. How many of you feel like you can achieve the same things that Deanna did? Every hand should go up. Right? Because that's the whole purpose of the program, to empower you. If you can get to that, you can reach those same heights. You can definitely reach those same heights. Right? And with our next presenter,
It's up to you.
yeah, let's talk about the importance of mentoring first. Because just like Deanna was saying, she had a lot of support from her parents. A lot of you guys are getting support from mentoring manhood, and it's definitely important to have a mentor. So, Mr. Ray Green will talk about the importance of mentoring.
Real quickly, guys, first of all, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sirs.
Good morning.
All right, so listen, I'm not going to be long because you guys already know what's going on with Mentoring Demand and what we do and why we do what we do. A lot of this may help some of the actual presenters in terms of the avenues that they speak to and, of course, the importance of getting into those arenas of impact. I am Coach Ray. For those who don't know, I'm one of the mentors, one of the many awesome mentors of Mentoring Demandhood. Now, guys, real quickly, I'm going to talk, and I want you to listen. I know that you guys are, you know, we like to have interactive discussions. Well, who wrote my band this morning? Who think they increased their value writing my band this morning? We talked, didn't we? The purpose of mentoring is to increase the value of young men or women. Absolutely, that's it. There's no other purpose. It's not for self-aggrandizing or anything else. It's all about trying to increase the value of those people you bring impact to. So I want to talk share a couple things about mentoring, what it should do, what it is, and how it should bring impact. Okay, guys? Now, the reason why you want to get this is because you are being mentored. And the truth of the matter is, what you sow, you reap. So you have a responsibility once you go through this process of being mentored to become let's try it again. Once you've been mentored, you should become right, because you've been trained in the art of increasing the value of other people.
Right.
Whether you know it or not, you're being trained. Everybody say it with me, training for reigning, schooling for ruling. Absolutely. That's what's going on right now. You are learning how to increase your value. For the men of our organization, we have been looking for a place to pour out our value. Agree? Right. Sometimes we can't do it at home. No one wants to hear from us. You know, wife don't want to hear it, kids don't want to hear it, dog don't, surely don't care. So we need to find a place to pour our value out, and it's into other young men and women. So this morning, I want to talk real quickly. There are two kind of people. Young men, you need to understand this. You're going to be one of these two kind of people. Speakers, there's two kind of people. The two kind of people are producers and consumers. Are we talking about business here? Yes. Right, it's called the business of living. Producers and consumers. Who's a consumer? Everybody. Raise your hands. Who bought the shoes they're wearing? Right? You're a consumer. Now watch this. Who's a producer? Think about it. I haven't defined it. I'm just asking if you think you're a producer. Okay, I see all the adults, any young adult producers in here? You're a producer, sir. In the striped shirt, you're a producer? What makes you a producer? Speak loud. Okay, so you produce food when you cook. Anybody else a producer? How about those grades that you study hard for to get? Are you producers? Yes. Okay. What about having the opportunity to get an allowance? Are you a producer? See, listen to me. What I'm trying to tell you is that one of the biggest challenges we face in life is bringing definition to our lives. People who have definition have direction. Say it with me. Definition? Definition. Direction. Direction. When you don't have definition, you have lost your direction. Which basically means that you're going in circles. You're a wanderer. When you are a mentor, or when you go through the mentoring process and the purpose, now I wish my thing wouldn't lock up on me, guys. All right, here we go. When you are, the importance of mentoring concerning those two types of people is this. I'm going to bring definition to my statements now. The consumer does this. He spends and buys. He spends and buys. He decreases in value and resources. And he has a customer mindset. Now, the interesting about mentoring is that, yeah, you sometimes you have to decrease in value so that other people can what? Increase in value. So sometimes you have to give up your own time, your own life, in order to see some young man or young woman have their own life. And if you don't invest, you will not get a return. So we all are, watch this, consumers, and we're being consumed. When you're talking to that young man or that young woman, and you're spending 10 minutes with them, you are decreasing in value, but you are also increasing in value. Why? Because we were talking about networking earlier. Networking is just, watch this, making connections. Young man, I'm going to tell you right now how you can get an A every time in your class. Wow. See, somebody should say, tell me, dude, because I'm getting C's or B's. Tell me, dude. C's, right?